After centuries of persecution, the grey wolf is making a strong recovery in Europe, thanks to effective legal protection at national and international levels. From a conservation perspective, this is an incredible result, but it brings challenges as well. As populations of wolves grow, disperse and merge, the management strategies for those populations needs to be revisited to ensure the best protection and future survival of wolves. Across the EU, different wolf populations have different management approaches according to the rules and regulations of the countries and regions where the wolves live. A recent paper in Wildlife Biology by Gula et al. Reviews data for two wolf management units in Poland, the Baltic and the Central European management units, which are found east and west of the Vistula River. These two management units have experienced different densities of wolves in the past, which have recovered at different rates, but they have always been interconnected. The authors argue that there is no longer a need to manage these two units separately because they have overlapping ranges with individuals dispersing between them. Population genetic studies suggest that wolves from either side have a common origin. They occupy habitats of similar quality, and they have similar conservation status. Gula et al. Conclude that wolves inhabiting both sides of the Vistula River in Poland belong to the same population, and there are no reasons to manage them as separate units. However, in response to this paper, Shevchek and fellow authors argue that wolves of the two management units may be genetically distinct enough to justify separate management. They refer to recent studies that looked at the broader picture of wolf genetics across Europe and report evidence of a strong founder signal observed in the Central European wolf population that is maintained despite moderate exchange with the Baltic population. The authors conclude that population dynamics of Central European wolves appears to be largely independent from those of the Baltic population. Consequently, Central European and Baltic wolves do not form a demographically coherent entity, and a combined management unit would not be justified. Before a revision of current management units may be considered, Shevchek calls for more genetic testing and further research into how much interbreeding actually does exist between the two populations. The differing viewpoints amongst the scientific community on what makes a distinct population that requires distinct management highlights the urgent need for further studies of recovering populations, but also for management approaches that are able to adapt to dynamic recolonization processes and their various stages, particularly at a pan-country level.